coming to a country where you were the most hated man back in the UFC days with Anderson?
What a misunderstanding. That was a very strange thing. I got to tell you, I'm happy to come to Brazil to give Brazil the opportunity to first off apologize to me, and second to thank me. And there's a number of confusions. Like I was told that I talked trash about Brazil. I said a couple of things were misunderstood. Number one is I said I didn't know you guys had computers. But I mean, come on. What do you think? I don't have better things to do than sit around and keep track of all the places America's given a computer to? There's a misunderstanding. And then I said that Brazilians play in the mud. Now, my wife buys very expensive mud. She calls it serum. And she puts it on her face at night to help her skin be beautiful. So I was really calling Brazil beautiful. And it was an incredible misunderstanding. And wouldn't you know, she ordered that serum that they call mud on the internet. The very computer that you guys thought I teased you about.
Anderson said that he never knew what to expect from you at the face-off. Do you have anything prepared, any surprise that we can expect from you?
No, I'm a judge. Now, I got to tell you, last time we faced off, Dana White had to jump between us because of Anderson. He had thrown his shoulder and I only bring that up. No, I would be a complete gentleman. You know, the face-off, it's the customary. You follow the rules of the sport. It's customary. You just stare at each other. And, you know, then it gets weird. Who's going to blink first and who's going to look away first? You know, these things get silly, but, no, I have nothing planned for Anderson.
What about
the face-off.
What about that barbecue that Anderson invited you?
Yeah, my son wants to do it. He said that he plans to have that steak, medium rare, made by Anderson's wife. Well, he's here. That's what he said. So I never knew that invite was real. If I knew that was a real invite, I would have gone. I thought he was just something he was saying.
Chael, any chance you attend the soccer game of Palmeiras tomorrow?
Yes. I will be at the soccer game for Palmeiras tomorrow. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. It'll be my first Brazilian soccer game. I got both of my kids who are looking at soccer, and I think that Palmeiras is probably going to inspire them. I don't think my kids are fully aware of the energy that's going to be at that game tomorrow.
Is this a one-time experience in boxing, or do you plan to fight more inside the ring?
I will have one other fight. This is for me. It's preparation. Like for Anderson, this is his farewell. And I got to tell you, every fighter has a few dreams, but we're all the same. Like you dream of making it onto television, into the main event, into a world title. But then you also dream to finish out your story that you get to say goodbye on your terms, and that is just not very common. I mean, even making it to the highest levels or make to a main event or a championship, but then to be able to say goodbye on your own terms is very rare. And it's a very cool thing for Anderson. It's a very cool thing to do that at home. And I think Anderson's true love is boxing. I don't know that. I just know when he was in MMA, he never called out an MMA fighter. He used those call-outs to call out Roy Jones. I don't think he's called out anybody aside from Roy Jones in his entire career, because I think that he values and appreciates, and you know what, while he was an MMA fighter, he dreamed, I think, of being a boxer. So it really is a perfect part to a perfect story, and there's no other fighter that's got to do this. This is the first. He's in a league of his own.
So on a boxing match, it's his advantage then?
Somebody else told me that too. Somebody said that he would have the advantage for a boxing match, and that might be true. I don't have any idea. I had the advantage in MMA matches, and he still found a way to get his hand raised. So I don't really understand the point when people say that. Like, my anxiety would not be any less if this was a wrestling match. It wouldn't be any less because I've been doing that my whole life. I would want to beat him. I would see the opportunity. I would be here talking to all of you guys. Inside, I would be very nervous. Which is what I am now. It's what I am for the boxing match. And I will never offer you an excuse. I will be devastated if I lose this match to him. There's no part of me that'll laugh or smile or think, oh, shucks, you know, this is boxing. I could not possibly care less what the rules are. I'm not planning to follow the rules anyway. In all fairness, I never follow the rules. I fought him twice. I cheated him twice. I don't know. And then he brings me in here like he can trust me. I mean, you know, right? Fool me once, shame on me. But, you know, fool you twice. You know the expression, so...
Tá gostando desse vídeo? Seguinte, antes de você assistir ele até o final, por favor, deixa o seu like e confere se você está inscrito aqui no nosso canal. Além disso, também confira e clique no link que eu deixei fixado aqui nos comentários. Através dele, você consegue assinar o UFC Fight Pass Brasil pelo All Play e com 20% de desconto. Se você assinar o pacote anual, sai pelo valor de R$ 24,90 por mês.
Do you think that the fact that you were chosen as his opponents for this farewell fight means like they they see you as an easy win for him.
I like that
They want
shirt.
him to win.
I like your shirt, by the way. It looks very thin. Is it breathable?
Yeah,
It's comfortable?
Lies.
I like that. Can I feel it? I feel like it's really thin, right? Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's Brazil.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they do have. We went to the mall yesterday, which, by the way, it's not cheap here. I mean, not for nothing. I was blown away with some of the prices. Okay, so what was the question?
Do you feel like they chose you, handpicked you, because they think you're an easy win for him?
Yes, that's exactly what they did. Then I'm supposed. Did you guys hear the question? Did they handpick me because they think I'm an easy win? Then they keep acting like I'm supposed to come in here nice and be about respect and don't bring up the mud and don't bring up the computers. Don't talk about the time that Nogueira fed us a carrot. You know what? I made that story. You want to know what really happened the first time I met Nogueira? He thought my phone was a Pop-Tart. He bit it in half. I would have called and told somebody about that or posted on social media, but you can't really use your phone when it's broken in half, it turns out. I think they did call me up for that. And I bring that up because what an insult, right? There's nothing nice about that. Why am I supposed to come in here and be polite and respectful? It's a boxing match. The first rule to win a boxing match, damage. He's literally invited me to his career-ending party, of which they're already started the parade, and I'm supposed to be like grateful about it. Oh, by the way, we're going to get in the ring and try to damage one another. This is Saturday. You know that, right? On Global. You're aware of that. Everybody knows this is going to be on the Global channel. All right.
Chael, you said in a recent interview that
This Saturday. Have I mentioned that? It's an important detail. All right.
you said in a recent interview that you used to hate Anderson Silva for more than 10 years. What's your feeling about him right now? Your real feeling about him?
I admire a lot of things about Anderson. I'll tell you a secret about him. I mean, a secret just that most people don't notice. Like, he was ranked #1 in the world. And then there's been a great debate ever since. Is it Anderson or is it John Jones? And that largely had to do because of how dynamic he was. You know, Anderson will knock you out with a knee, but he'll submit you on the ground. He'll, push you up to the fence. He'll trick you while he's doing it all. And so he got known as just such a good fighter, such a skilled fighter, right? #1. But the other side of it is he is tough. Like he doesn't give up. He doesn't just go away. And most guys aren't. Most guys aren't better than everyone else and tougher. Because you don't have to be. You only have to be one of the two. And Fedor was that way. John Jones is that way. St. Pierre was that way. And Anderson Silva. But those four guys, I mean, in the history of combat, those four guys have such a gap between themselves and everybody else. And that is one thing about Anderson. I spent my last 2 fights trying to make him quit. And I used a lot of energy doing it. And, there's other strategies. There's other strategies to win a fight or to even win a boxing match. And I will tell you, I will invoke them. I am not going to pressure him to the point that I think I can make him quit. I've learned that that's very hard to do.
Chael, you're like a villain for the Brazilian fans, but now it changed. Why and how it changed?
Well, thank you for that. See, that was very nice.
How about your trash talk for us, for the Brazilian fan in general? But now people like you. How it's changed for you? What is your opinion for the Brazilian fans?
Well, and thank you for saying that because I didn't know that was the case. Like, I came here to film The Ultimate Fighter, and I was going places in bulletproof cars, and I had a 7-man detail. Vanderlei and I got in a fight one time, and the security guard, he was about to shoot Vanderlei, and I had to talk to him after and say, don't shoot Vanderlei Silva. Like, no matter what happens. And he says, but this is my job. I have to keep you safe. I can't beat him, so this is what I have to do. I said, do not shoot Vanderlei Silva. Like, if he hurts me and I have to go to the hospital, let that happen. Do not shoot Vanderlei Silva. I'm telling you that, one, because that's funny. That's kind of funny to have to tell a guy, don't shoot Vanderlei. But I'm also telling you because they then aired The Ultimate Fighter, and I came back to Brazil for a fight. It ended up being Stipe Miocic was in the main event, and just to remind you of that time. And they cheered me. They cheered me when I came into the room, and I was very much caught off guard. When I came in, the building was cheering, and I even stopped and looked behind me. I thought somebody else must have come in the room at the same time. So I don't know. Brazil, they ended up liking me. They ended up just being really nice. They ended up, and I appreciate it. It was very cool. It was mutual. I like Brazil as well.
Yeah. Any chance your next fight then is Vanderlei Silva?
No, Vanderlei. No, man. Vanderlei is a coach now. right? Tor's coming through the ranks the same as Anderson's kid. In fact, some promoters probably going to put those two together eventually, and we'll see. That could be very awkward, man, from the old shoebox days, like Mandelay's son versus Anderson's son's interesting. But no, I'm gonna fight Anderson here, and then I'm gonna go beat up George Masvidal. That's not much of a fight, right? I can't say I'm gonna fight George Masvidal. Fight involves resistance. There will be no resistance with George Masvidal because he's terrible.
We're talking about kids fighting one day here. Do you see that the future for your son as well?
Yeah, Mike. He's just starting to move around. He's going to be in the corner. That's his first time. He's excited. He hasn't missed a single practice. One day he had to come late because he had baseball. But he got done with baseball, and his mom brought him over. And yes, he says that he wants to learn to do this. He will not be pressured into that. But if that's what he wants to do, I will be the chauffeur. I will get him to practice.
Do you have any predictions for Saturday night?
Yeah, if I was to give you a prediction for Saturday night, wow, my plan, I'm gonna be out there wide. I'm not going to go out and try to knock him out with my power. There's an expression in boxing, but it's very true. If you look for the knockout, you will not win a decision. And that was a mistake I made in the MMA fights. There was an urgency. There was an urgency to get him down because I don't want to be stuck on my feet with him. I don't want to be in that range. I watched what he did to Forrest Griffin. I watched what he did to Vitor and so many other guys. And I'll be able to calm that this time. With the bigger gloves, I'll be able to calm that. But I'm not going to go out there and think that I can put a pressure on him and make him quit. I've tried that twice, and that's not the strategy to beat Anderson.
If I may, can I ask the prediction of your son for your fight?
Yeah. Hey, champ. He has got a question for you. Come here.
What's your prediction for the fight of your father?
I think, it's hard. I don't know.
Can I beat Anderson Silva?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think he's faster than me.
You mentioned that last night. You said he is faster than me, which was a big surprise. Watch this. Are you ready? Ready? Do you think he can move that fast?
Probably.
All right, so he's faster than me, but what else? Look at how big. Look at the steroids. Hey, look how big I am.
What was the question?
Can I beat Anderson Silva?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do I beat him?
Use your power. Oh, cheat.
Wise. And by the way, he had asked a question, but just to answer it, does George Masvidal suck?
I could beat him with a flip-flop.
I believe it. Chael Sonnen, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be here all day.
Hey, Chael, talking about son, of course, Chael Silva is going to be in the same card, Anderson Silva's sons. If you, as a rival, had an advice to Chael, what would you say to him?
Well, he's got a hard fight, too, by the way. He probably has on paper, is the hardest fight he's had, in my opinion. And I think of the entire card, that's going to be your most competitive match, in my opinion. And I wish, this is my dream, but I don't think they're going to agree. I wish that his son would have pursued, particularly this year with the Paris Olympics, I wish he would have pursued an Olympic spot. And I don't want to disrespect Brazilian's Olympian. I know who he is very well. He's a very good athlete. But I just think Anderson's son can go with him and possibly even beat him. My son was talking about speed a minute ago, but it's so important, particularly with the amateur rules, the way they score those boxing matches. I wish he would have done that. That's a hard fight. He's got a hard fight on his hands. Do you agree?
I think so.
I think so too.
And Chael, in today's MMA, who do you see resembling Anderson, and who do you see resembling you?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I think Colby Covington and I fight a lot alike, trying to really pressure guys and then use the takedown when it's there. I enjoy Colby's style because I understand it very well. And guys that fight like Anderson, there was a gentleman that Anderson was his hero. When I was doing my back and forth with Anderson, getting ready to fight him, there was this skinny kid from New Zealand that kept weighing in on it. And he did not like me, and he really liked Anderson. And that skinny kid is named Israel Adesanya. And to see Israel grown up and then he's in the ring with Anderson, I happened to be there at that fight in Australia. And I think Adesanya was greatly influenced by Anderson. I think he fought a lot like him.
Appreciate it. That's it.
And the return of Jose Aldo, by the way. I mean, speaking of Brazilian legends.
What do you think of that?
He sold that arena. He won that fight 30-27. You could have taken him from that fight and put him right into a title shot. Like, that would have been a sellable idea. And Boy, Jose Aldo's good. He is so good. He is one of the true greats ever.
Even at 38 years old?
Even at 38. Yeah, he is so fast. I mean, he will throw those combinations where he goes 1-2 and then he comes through the body and he always finishes with a leg kick. And he will throw that so fast, you have to rewind it to see all the shots. You know, it is so quick. And I only bring that up. They say that power is the last thing to go. They say that because they're idiots and there's no truth to it. But they say that. But the first thing to go is your speed. And Jose Aldo has not lost his speed. Like, if this is work that he wants to keep on doing, there's not a lot of guys they can find that can beat him.
Do you think he beats O'Malley?
No, would Aldo beat O'Malley? No, and O'Malley admired Jose a lot. I don't know that O'Malley had like a poster of Jose on his wall, but he might have, and figuratively he did. Whether he had the magazines or watched all his matches and studied him, but O'Malley does Jose Aldo, but he does it a little better than Aldo does it. He does it the way Aldo used to do it. You know, I mean, that's just a true thing where you get a little bit older. No, O'Malley is the rightful champion of that weight class for now. Right now, he's the best 35-pounder on the planet. You know this is on Global, right? Saturday.
Yeah.
Anderson's farewell. The third time, his third attempt to win a round against Chael Sonnen, which is yet to happen. He's going to have 5 of them to do just that. But when it's done, he will find out like the rest of them. I fight better than John Jones. I sound better than Sean Combs. And you can ask around, I'm even better than John Holmes. I'm still the man with the biggest arm. I am the man with the greatest charm, and I'm the man that will do all the harm. 5 rounds to finish this thing once and for all, Saturday on Globo.